Hello, my fourth grade friends. Mrs. Hyde here. Last time we were together, we looked at the history of the Greeks. Today, I want to talk to you about their language. As Alexander the Great continued to conquer so much of the ancient world through Europe and Africa and into Asia, he took with him the Greek culture, but he also took with him the Greek language. And that language has been passed down over the centuries, even to us today. Here are some words that we use every day in English that come directly from the Greeks: democracy, galaxy, planet, marathon, cemetery, sarcasm. The Greeks are credited with developing the first true alphabet where every letter represents a sound, and then they can put those letters together to create words and stories. Now, knowing the pronunciation and knowing where a language comes from helps us to read a word correctly. All right, I'm going to give you an example of why it's important to know where a word comes from. If I look at this word and I try to read it using an English pronunciation, I'm going to say tortilla. But we all know this comes from the Spanish language, and so it's pronounced tortilla. Next one, if I try to pronounce it with an English pronunciation, it's going to be croissant. But we all know this comes from the French language, it's croissant. And the last one, this is my favorite. With an English pronunciation, we're going to say lasagne. But the word is lasagna, it comes from the Italian language. So knowing sounds and where they come from help us to pronounce them correctly. So I want to show you some Greek sounds so that we can read these words that come to us from the Greek language so that we can read them correctly. So first is PH. You all know this. PH says f, as in phone, graph, and photo. Next, CH. In English, we would say ch. But when it comes from the Greek, when it's going along with a Greek word, the CH is pronounced k, as in school. Remember, the Greeks loved learning and they valued education. So the word school is actually a Greek root. Choir, Achilles, echo, arachnid. Y has several sounds, but when it's used as a short I, once again, that comes from the Greeks. Gymnasium. Remember, the Greeks were the first to have an Olympics, and so they designed gymnasiums for their men to go and train for the Olympics. Some other short I words: hypnotize, symptom, syllable. That's my favorite. All right, RH. In the Greek language, the H is completely silent, so you only hear the R of the R. Rhyme, rhythm, rhinoceros. PS together. The P is silent now, and you only hear the S. Pseudo, like pseudo words, those false or those fake words. Psalm. This is a song. Psycho. M and N. The N is completely silent, so you only hear the M. As in column, autumn, hymn. All right, friends, so knowing those pronunciations, knowing where a word comes from, where it originates, really helps us to pronounce it correctly and read it well. So here's your challenge. I want you to start looking for words with Greek sounds in them. You've got this.